Boa noche. Welcome back. It's Friday night here in Salvador Bahia, Brazil, and I'm staying in tonight. I had a weird experience yesterday. Well, yesterday was great. I had a great time at the Festa de Santa Barbara and that I featured in my last episode. It's one of my favorite days of the year. And, but I didn't realize that I got a sunburn. I had no idea until someone looked at me and was shocked by how bright red my face was, neon. And I looked in the mirror. I couldn't see anything different, but what happened is I got the chills, the shakes. It's hot here, even at night, but I was feeling like I was freezing. And that went on all night. At first I thought I was getting the flu, and then I realized, no, it's because I got too much sun today. So today, or this, 24 hours later, I'm doing much better. Sometimes I talk about cultural differences between me, the American gringo, and Brazilians. And here's one that I wanted to point out because it affects me in my daily life. As I mentioned before, I'm sharing my apartment with my brother-in-law, Eliamar. About the same time that I got this apartment, his job transferred him from a small city in the interior of the state of Bahia, about 4 hours away, here to Salvador. His job. And so we had to move into Salvador, and I let him live here, rent-free, at least for now. Anyway, we've known each other for 22 years now. So we know each other well, we get along well, but there are still, at this point, 22 years in, is that there's still cultural differences that create a little fiction. And one that came to light this past week was how important it is for him that everything is locked up. Normal. When you leave, when no one's in the house, you leave the house, you lock the front door. But I'm talking about when we're in the house after dark, and he's ready for bed. All of the doors are shut. The door to the back outdoor area, the door to the garden, and his bedroom door are locked and shuttered, and the windows in his bedroom are shut too. And when I go in there in the morning sometimes, because he gets up a little bit later on his days off, so we can rest, and I need to get something out of there, I walk in the morning and it's like a steam bath. It feels like a steam bath. He does use a fan at night, but still. The room has been enclosed all night, and I don't know how he does it. I, on the other hand, keep all doors and windows open all the time, and I'm not a door locker, except for my front door, of course. But we have this back patio, laundry room, bathroom area, a door that leads from the kitchen. And I keep it open all the time, even when I go out and there's no one in here. It's open. No one's going to get in there. There's two balconies on the other side of neighbors who live in this building. But they can't jump over that wall. But he's ultra vigilant about it, and I'm the opposite. I hate closed windows, especially here in the tropics. and I hate curtains shut. I want to see the light. I want to breathe the air. I want to cross currents. But I have to remember where Eliamar grew up and how he grew up. He grew up in a dangerous favela, which means slum, here in Salvador. Now, it's called San Martins. I used to go into the favela, to his childhood home, accompanied, of course, but I liked it. I always found it very interesting. People treated me well because they knew I was part of the family. I wouldn't go in there alone. But now Eliamar, who grew up there, won't go there. He says it's gotten too dangerous. Elcinho, my other brother-in-law, still goes there. He owns a little house there, his childhood home he owns now. And he goes and collects the rent from his renters. But it's much more dangerous than it used to be. But that's the environment he grew up in. He lived in there was four children and 2 adults, 6 people living in this tiny house, a step above a shack, falling apart, hot as hell inside, bathroom, the plumbing almost non-existent. I can understand why, they lock everything down at night and are very security conscious at home, coming from that environment. People die left and right there. I remember years ago when I was more connected with that, people were always dying around. And, so it's a very stressful and dangerous place to grow up. So that's where I think he gets his what I consider obsessive concern about security and locking yourself in. Whereas that makes me feel like I'm being suffocated. And my instinct is to open things up. I think I probably got that from my childhood. My mother never locked, excuse me, never locked the door. I'm serious. And we lived, when I was a child, in Manhattan, in New York City. And she didn't lock the door. Now, we lived in a very nice apartment building with a doorman and an elevator man. You just, hoi polloi or a thief couldn't just walk in the door of the building. But we never locked our front door. And when we moved out to the country, again, all of the, there must have been at least 4 entrances to that house. None of them were ever locked. Same wherever. Even the latter days of her life in New York City, in Manhattan. I would come to visit from California, and I would arrive and I would open the door, knowing it wasn't locked. Anyway, so that's where I come from. So you can see that there's a bit of a clash there. And why am I talking about this? Because about 3 days ago, we had a fight in the morning because, you know what, I don't even remember, but it triggered that. It must have had something to do with how everything was all locked up and I was feeling asphyxiated or something. And it triggered an argument or a fight. But, that's a cultural difference that I notice here. I'm used to living alone, and I know I can have the temperature and the light and doors opened and, whenever I want. But I'm living with my Baiano brother-in-law, at least for the next few months. And got to be culturally sensitive. Anyway, it's, as I said, late Friday night. I'm staying home. I'm over the sunburn chills, feeling fine, and all is good. In beautiful Salvador Bahia. Anyway, wish you all a great weekend, and as always, beijos, ciao.